scholars and families, it's Miss Marnon. So I'm going to be showing you what we're doing for our 6th week of learning. So this is the week starting October 19th, and this video is for the Pod A students and families. So if you look on my screen, you'll see I have things with A and B on them. When your scholar logs on, they'll only see the A, so they'll only see the ones that are for them. So I'm going to jump right into Monday. Monday, we're working with rules of adding integers and rational numbers. This is going to be a lesson that's going to be live in class. If your scholar is absent for that day, there is a to-do list and an explanation of the day's work here, including a video. And here's what we're going to be doing in class. So if your scholar brings their device, they can go to join.nearpod.com, and then I'll give them the code in class to use. And there's also going to be a class notebook assignment. It's going to be Unit 2, page 3. So in our class notebook, which your scholar knows how to access, Unit 2, page 3, I will have this printed out for students in person, but if they want to and they have their device, they can do it online, or if your scholar is absent, they can complete it all online. If your scholar is absent, the Nearpod lesson is also right here. They hit log in with Office 365, and then they have access to the entire lesson right here. And that is it for Monday. So let me go back to modules. For Tuesday, now we're working with properties of addition. So again, this will be in person. Here's the overview page. There's going to be a Desmos lesson. So if your scholar again brings their device, here's the link for them to access the Desmos lesson online. If they do not bring their device, I will have paper copies, but it's going to be a lot more fun if we can all get on the same Desmos account in class. If your scholar is absent and not able to attend, here's a video of me going through the Desmos lesson if they need help, or if they did it in class and they just want to review it, there's a video. When they're all done with that, on the last slide of the Desmos, it does say to go to Unit 2, page 4 in our class notebook. And here's where we have our DIN that we're going to do in class and our exit ticket that we're going to do in class. And these are just some practice exercises. And that's going to be it for Tuesday. Wednesday's the same for Pod A and Pod B. If we look here, so these are some of our standards in 7th grade. 7NS1A is about using additive inverse and opposites that combine to make 0. 7NS1B is about adding integers and rational numbers, and specifically in the real world. And then there's also an optional upgrade discussion assignment. So this is actually going to be the one for B. It's the same page. So this is what the quiz looks like for 7NS1A. Here's the directions, and here's a video if they need help reviewing what it's going to be about before they actually take the quiz. It's 3 questions. The results are going to be used on our data wall, both virtual and in-person data walls. They hit take the quiz and they can begin. And the same thing for the one with 7NS1B. There's a video. They hit take the quiz and they can get started. They can use this calculator on the screen. And then if they would like to get some points to add on to their missing assignments, some old assignments that they didn't do too well, here's where they can do a discussion to help them with that. There's an activity they need to do first, and they can start answering these 2 questions, and then they also get points for applying to classmates. So back in modules, let's go to Thursday. So Thursday is going to be an independent work day. There's going to be no live class because I'll be teaching the Pod B students at this time. So this is all independent work, but there's videos and helpful things all through it. So there's a Desmos lesson. Your student's going to click here to log on to Desmos. If they get stuck at any point, I pre-recorded the lesson here. So if they get stuck and they need help, it's going to be like if we were in class, how I would set a timer in the video. It says pause the video, try it. When they're done trying it, they can play the video and then I'll go through it. When they're done with the Desmos lessons, the very last slide in Desmos says to go to Unit 2, page 5. And so here is just like a DIN for the day and an exit ticket just to see how we're doing. When they're all done with that, there's actually also an independent practice 7. It's only 7 math questions. It says 8 questions, but that's because there's always a check-in question included, just to see how we're doing with adding rational numbers. Take the quiz and get started. They are able to use this calculator. So that's it for Thursday. And Friday is going to be kind of a easier day. So for Friday, they just have a fun Pokemon activity that we're going to do. This is really more of a kind of like a workday practice fluency. So if they click here, it's another Desmos lesson, but in this lesson instead, it's just practicing adding rational numbers. And the more answers they get correct, it'll actually evolve a Pokemon. And then they have just a quick discussion post, answer these 2 questions, reply to a classmate. And this is just kind of putting integers and rational numbers in a real world context again for us. If your scholar finishes early on Friday, our marking period is over on October 30th. So that's a week from today. So I really kind of expect that this is an easier load kind of day. That if they have any missing work, they make it up. If they hit this grades button on the left side toolbar, it'll actually show them all of their assignments for this class. And if it has a big red missing next to it, that's how they know that assignment is missing. And that's going to be it for this week.